Welcome back! The plan for today is to finish the website wireframe we started last week. We will add sections like this one, this one, this one, and this one, and we will also add a footer with all the essential elements. Let's start. Oh, and welcome to Design Hangout, a series where we talk all things design. Now we can start. Let's move on to another section. So I would like to expand the frame once again a little bit more. Sometimes when I design websites, I like to add a bold text in the middle of our website so that there is a separation, there is some kind of anchor point where we go through more complex sections like this one. And let's say that I would like to say something like, things don't get lost, even with many projects going on at once. It can be basically anything that you want to highlight in this particular moment. So let's make it slightly bigger like this. And what we can do here is either make it a banner, so treat it like this, and it will be a banner. I think it will be better if we had a call to action for this particular case here, but since we already had a call to action here, maybe we can just separate it with 2 lines, something like this. And we could also add a little bit of text below to maybe explain what we mean. This is just a mock-up, so we don't have to have all texts figured out. We can just save space for additional text for this title. And the next section that I would like to add is a section where we show how different departments use our tool, where we have an illustration and different buttons so that people can switch between departments depending on what they're interested in. So let's copy the title and let's say, see how different departments manage their tasks. And what we want to do here is to add buttons so that people can select between departments. And let's go with marketing. We definitely need a darker stroke here. Let's say HR. And a smaller button. Then we will go with product. We can go with IT and operations. And let's adjust the width of the button and the height here so that we have everything aligned. We can distribute spacing horizontally so that they are spaced evenly. And let's mark the first, for example, the marketing to be active. So let's add background to it. Like this. We can also make them slightly smaller so that it's not competing with the title. And let's center them like this. And now for every single section, we want to add, let's say, an illustration here. Basically, sketching websites is a lot of repetition when it comes to adding elements. So you add elements like this, the buttons, everything that you can express with a circle, a rectangle, a line, and a text. And then you will be able to draw an interface of a website. If you're enjoying this video, remember to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. After watching this tutorial, you can go there and explore other tutorials about sketching interfaces, UX design, and creativity. And let's move it slightly to the bottom so that we have a little bit of space. And let's go with a title. Let's say meet your goals. Let's align to the left. And I think we can add some bullet points right now. So instead of drawing the icons like this with a cross, maybe we can use this diamond shape just to mark a very simple icon. And let's add, let's say, 1 bullet point here, the second one, the third one like this. And let's go with a call to action. Let's copy it from here. And let's change the title to Explore Marketing. And let's expand the button a little bit. And this basically will lead to some kind of case study that people can explore. I think we can also increase the space here a little bit and maybe put it in the center like this. And we have yet another section ready. And the last big section of this website will be for templates. I would like to show templates that people can use for planning their tasks here immediately on the website as a carousel. So I'll copy the line once again to separate it and the title. We can go with featured templates. And I would like to display them as cards that people can click on. And I would like to have 4 of them. So let's see if the size works. Could be slightly smaller and longer. So maybe something like this. Let's delete the 3 of them that we have here and let's work on a particular card that we have. I would like to start with an illustration at the very top of a template just to show what it could be. So I'll draw the line like this just to mark an illustration at the top. And then we will go with a name of the template, let's say campaign agenda, like for the marketing campaign. And I think this title is a little too big. Let's go with a medium. And I think we also need maybe a couple of lines just to describe what's going on with this template. Something like this. And now let's copy this card a couple of times. So we have our 4 cards. Maybe let's move them a little bit closer together. So we still have space on the right and on the left for our chevrons. And let's try to center this group slightly. I can go up to our section with the testimonials and copy those 2 chevrons. I think we can reuse them in this section. Let's paste them and let's put them here on the right and on the left. And let's change the title slightly. Let's go with new hire checklist, customer onboarding, and let's go with a sprint plan. And this is the section for our featured templates. Another very popular section that people add to the websites is frequently asked questions. So let's go with FAQs. And what we want to show here is the accordion of questions. So we would expand every question to see the answer. And how I would like to do it is to write a question. So for example, what is task management? Let's make it bigger because this is the main focus of this section. We also need a line to separate our questions and a chevron to open them. And we basically can copy that multiple times and just show the closed list. But what I would like to do is to show one of the questions also open. So I will delete the middle question here so that we keep the last one for a template for the closed question. And for the open question, we want to add space for the answer and also flip the chevron. So let's Command G for grouping and flip vertical so that we show with the direction what will happen if they click on it, so their section will be closed. And let's add some text as lines, let's say, to just mark that this will be the answer for our question. Let's align the lines. Let's bring this line a little bit closer. Maybe we can differentiate with color as well so that the line is not that prominent. And we're ready to go with the first question. Now let's change this line also to the lighter one so that everything aligns. And let's move this question and multiply, let's say, 2 more times. And let's change the questions a little bit. Can I try it for free? What are subtasks? And let's say, can I use templates for free? And we're ready with our Q&A. The next thing that I would like to do is to add a call to action. So we're wrapping up our website, wrapping up our flow. Let's expand our frame a little bit so that we have a little bit more space. We will have a call to action and then the footer and we're done. So the call to action, I think it will need some kind of graphical element on the right. Let's change to dark stroke and no background and just a regular cross just to mark an element. And let's add a big title, something like get started with a leading project management software. And I think we can go with an XL so that we have a little bit bigger title because it will be a title for our section basically. Then let's add some text again, just a short description here, and then a call to action. So let's copy it from our section here, get started. Or maybe we can even copy it from our main section so that we repeat get started and how it works. Let's quickly paste it here, align. And I think we're ready with our call to action. The other thing that we can do also here is to not treat it as a regular section. So we can remove this line here, make the graphic slightly smaller, like this, so that we have a little bit more space, and center it, of course. And we can treat it as a banner. So we can add a rectangle that sort of wraps up this whole section. And I think it's better because it stands out a little bit more. And in the high fidelity, we can make it colorful and more visually appealing. And when you compare it with the section above, it definitely stands out more even in low fidelity. And the last thing for today is a footer. So let's draw the line here, so just to separate it. We can even use a darker line because it will be a footer. It needs to stand out a little bit more. And normally a footer has a logo. So let's go all the way to the top and copy our logo. We don't need to redraw the elements all over again. Let's move to the logo, let's say here to the left. We will probably need some contact information here for the company. And maybe some social media icons so we can connect with our customers. We definitely need to add the copyright mark here at the very bottom, so let's reserve some space for it. We will also want to add 2 columns for our links to different parts of the website. So let's go with product as a title, maybe medium, and then resources. And we don't need to list the text for each of them, just mark that those are links, like a column of links. Here. Align them to the left, and resources also. Let's add 1 more link here so that we have a differentiation. And maybe we could add a banner for a subscription if we have some kind of newsletter or something like this. So let's draw a banner here. Let's go with a text tool and type subscribe like this. I think we need to draw a rectangle so that people can enter their email. We can expand it a little bit so that we have more space and maybe move those 2 columns a little bit closer here. We will also need a hint text just to indicate that they need to enter their email. We can make the hint text gray, like this. And I think we will also need a button just to confirm it. So let's draw another rectangle. Change the background to filled, because we want some kind of indication that this is a call to action. With gray will be fine. And we can draw a tick just to confirm that this is a form submission. And let's add some explanation, what they will be receiving, etc. And I think we can move the lines a little bit lower so that there is a better spacing here. And the last thing is to select this outer frame and shrink it so that the copyright is at the very bottom. And our website is ready now with all the commonly used sections and layouts. Thank you for joining me today. We are all done with our website, and now it's time for you to go and sketch interfaces for your own projects. And let me know in the comments how your sketches turned out, and also what's your favorite method. Do you prefer pen and paper, markers, and a board, or maybe using an application like Excalibur like we did today? Here I've selected some other videos that you might like. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you over in the next one.